Hi, teacher.
Teacher. Teacher está silenciada.
Here?
Yep.
Right now? Okay.
Más teacher que se cuenta.
Chicos. Wait a minute.
Mande.
Con eco.
Sí.
Ajá, se le oye con eco.
Right now? Better?
Nope. Ujú.
You can listen to me. Okay, it's because I am going, for this class, I am going to use my cell phone and my computer. So that's why I have that echo here. Okay,
Okay.
so we are
3.
three. Yes.
2.
Okay. Let's wait for the rest. Okay.
Hi, teacher.
Hello, Romina.
Hi, teacher.
Hello, Isma. How are you?
Fine.
Are you okay? You're good?
Yes.
Excellent. Isma Lobato. We are with Jose today. Excellent. Yeah. Salome León. Excellent.
Hi, guys. Good morning.
Hello,
Hi,
Gabby.
Gabby.
How are you?
Fine.
Good.
Good.
Hi.
Keep working. Keep working.
Okay. Salome.
La
Sebas,
emoción de la
Paola.
Emi.
Andrea. Okay.
Hi, teacher.
Narvaez. Hello. Good morning, Sebas. I think we are
Good
okay. Daira, Jose, Esteban, Ismael, Romina, Sebas. Done. I
Are
mean,
you missing?
yeah, we're missing.
Dani.
Uh-huh.
And
Paul,
Carla.
Carla.
Jose
Mhm.
there.
Yeah, we're missing like
There is
five.
Jose.
Okay. No? Okay. Oh, here is Carla. Okay. Amy is here too. Okay, excellent. So I think we're missing only Paul, Kevin, and Danny.
And Salome.
Oh, Salome was not here? No. I think she was here. Salome is here. Salome, hello? No,
No, she's not.
no. I don't know what's going on. Okay. I think she's waiting, but I accepted her, but she's not here. Okay. Okay, so I think we're missing only Kevin. Oh, Paul is here. Paul. Paul is here. Yeah. And Salome is joining.
Hi, teacher. Good morning.
Hello, Paul. How are you today?
Pretty fine with a lot of homeworks.
Really? A lot of homework.
Yeah.
And my homework
Yes.
today. Oops. Okay. Okay, let's see.
Keeps you busy.
Busy. Wow. Okay, you're busy. Yes, you're busy. Okay, we are going, let's see. Okay, Kevin is here. Kevin, I don't know what's going on with Salome because she's waiting and I accepted her, but well.
Hello, teacher.
Hello, Kevin. Okay. Yeah. Well, okay, guys, let's start. Today, I don't know if you see me. First of all, I want to know if you're okay. Danny is here. Wait a minute. Danny, finally. Okay. Yeah. Guys, how are you today? How do you feel today? Are you okay? How is the quarantine?
Tired. Bored. I want to sleep.
Really? Sleeping?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe
We have a lot of homework.
No way, really. Okay. Do you listen to me?
Yes.
Perfect. So I think we are complete right now. I think Salome is excellent. We are complete. Thank you so much. So I hope you are good. Today we're going to continue talking about diplomacy, and we are going to have different rules today, okay, from today, because we're going to have these rules for the rest of the scholar year. Please turn on your cameras. I need to see your faces. Please turn off your microphones just in case you need to talk or you want to answer any question. Raise your hand, and please don't eat during the class. You need to have a space or a place where you can work. If you need your a notebook, I ask you for a notebook during the classes. So if you need to copy something, or if you need to take a note, go ahead, you are free to do it. We are going to work with a little presentation today. And if you need to ask something, please raise your hand. Don't talk at the same time because it's impossible for me to listen to all of you at the same time, okay? So let's start. Any question, by the way?
Teacher, one thing.
Yeah.
I don't have my camera available because I have some problems with my computer, and I will send the note on the authorization to do not use the camera until this Friday because I will buy a new computer to be prepared for the next class.
Okay, okay, it's okay, Paul. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Thank
if
you.
I know you participate all the classes, so I am good with that. Okay, so let's start, guys. Today we are going to talk about the how to prevent conflicts. I want to know when I am going to give you an example. When you have a conflict in your house, or when you think there is gonna be a conflict because of differences, how can you prevent it? How do you prevent it? What is your solution for that before you start a conflict?
The dialogue.
The dialogue? Very good, excellent. Another
Yeah.
idea? Amy? No?
Respect the other people's boundaries. Respect their boundaries and be clear with the rules that each person has to be submitted to in order to have like a healthy relationship.
Excellent, Salome, really good. Respect your limits and the other ones. Yeah. What else? So we have dialogue, we have respect. What else? Amy?
It can be like be clear in the things you say, like things that don't affect the others or don't make good things or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, so be responsible with the actions, with your actions. So don't have problems with other ones. Could be. Very good. I like your opinions. Anyone else? No? Okay. We are going to see how can we prevent and how can we solve conflicts between countries, okay? So I have a presentation and I have these slides with different words in different colors. We are going to analyze these words, these phrases, so we can see if there could be prevention in conflicts between different countries, okay? So let's go with the presentation. Okay, guys. So, wait a minute. Tell me if you see the presentation, okay?
Yes, we see it.
Yeah, okay, excellent. So we've been talking about diplomacy, and now we are going to talk about conflict prevention. Do you think a conflict can be prevented?
Yes.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes. Most of them can be prevented. And we are going to read this slide. Can you please, Dan, read please the first.
Okay. It says preventive diplomacy, conflict prevention, and other forms of preventive action intended to stop armed conflicts before they escalate to widespread violence are the subject of intense debate.
Excellent. So I color with red different phrases. Preventing diplomacy. We've been talking about diplomacy. So do you think, according what we know about diplomacy, about sovereignty, about a state, can we have a preventive diplomacy and how it should be? Okay, think a little bit about it because we're going to have a dialogue today. We're going to talk about it. So the first thing is, can we have a preventive diplomacy? If you want to talk, please raise your hand. When we're talking about diplomacy, what we're talking about? Do you remember?
The relationship between the countries, like the treatment and things like that.
Yeah, okay. Amy?
It's like the relationship that have the countries. We can talk about the preventive diplomacy with the treats the countries make to regulate the arms or have like their politics to prevent the conflicts, and that could be a preventive diplomacy.
Yeah, so you're talking about treaties between countries, right?
Yes.
Perfect. So now my question is, in all of the cases, these treaties fulfill the objective to prevent conflicts? According to history, what do you think?
No.
No.
No?
No, all the time.
Okay, one by one. Dan, you were first.
Well, I think that, I don't know, it depends on the country too.
Yeah.
For example, like North Korea doesn't have that much diplomacy, even though they try to make their citizens that they are the best country in the world and those kind of things.
Yeah. Uh-huh. So it depends on the country. Okay. Paul, you were talking to?
Yes, but I think that Dan respond with the same idea as me.
Okay. Okay, so we are not sure that diplomacy can prevent a conflict. But when we're talking about an armed conflict, can we prevent an armed conflict with the diplomacy, with the relations between countries?
It
Yes.
would depend.
It depends. I think yes, but it depends the situation.
It should be democratic.
It should be democratic.
Yes.
So you
It's
need
what
to,
happened with the Cold War.
yeah, during the Cold War. Okay. Can you explain a little bit more your idea, Emmy?
Yeah, that they were buying a lot of weapons to start the armed conflict, and they make a treaty to limit the arms, and that treaty make that they lower the amenazas,
Yeah.
and that stop the armed conflict that they were going to have.
Yeah, okay, it could be. It was not like a real armed conflict, okay, during the Cold War, but it was a war because it affected different countries around, especially in Europe. So it was a conflict. So armed conflicts can be prevented, but not in all of the cases, right? We were talking about, do you remember, I think the last 2 blocks ago, before this one, we were talking about the 11, September 11. Do you remember that? We were watching a documentary too. So I have, let me see if well, I don't know. Okay, here is my beautiful computer. Now, we have this picture. That was the attack, right? That was the attack, and at the beginning, the newspapers or the media said that it was a Osama bin Laden attack. That was all. After that, United States reacted. I think Jose, wait, give me a second because Jose, I think is, Jose, are you here? He's trying to enter. No? Jose? Jose? No, he can't. Okay, at the
Hi.
beginning, Jose, you're here. Excellent.
Oh
Welcome
yeah,
to the
it's
class.
my internet.
Yeah.
My internet is it's bad. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Okay. If you need to go out and go in, you are free. Okay. I understand that your internet is not good right now. Okay. So when we were talking about the attack, the September 11, how was the response? What was the response of the United States to this attack? Was it diplomatic or not? Sebas, Dan, I mean. Dan.
It wasn't, because it was apparently, it depends on the theory you believe in. For example, like in my case, I think that it was like their advantage to get into the Middle East so they can extract all the oil and have like their power in there with their countries, kind of. So it wasn't that diplomatic.
Yeah. Okay, excellent. So we have two
Oh,
theories.
but if you
Go ahead, Jose.
okay, if you see history, we know that United States has been involved with the Middle East within the past. For example, they were buying oil from the Arabic Emirates.
Nations?
¿Cómo es?
Nations?
No, ¿cómo se llama este país?
Emirates?
From
Arabia Saudita?
Arabia Saudita.
Yeah.
From Arabia Saudita. But this was in like the Cold War, and then like the relationship starts to get in a little bit
Complicated?
tensioned, and
Okay.
then this happened. So as United States, I think they respond to violence with violence. I mean, they went willing to talk or to discuss with terrorists, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Teacher,
Yes, Daira?
Esteban said that the internet of his house is off and he is trying to connect with los datos.
Okay, Esteban Narváez. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, okay. Tell him that I will wait until the end of the class. Okay. So, yes, it depends on what you believe in. According to what we've learned, officially, the official theory said that, yeah, it was a terrorist attack. But according to the other side, it says that it was an they attacked themselves. It means like the United States prepared the attack, so and make the world believe that it was a terrorist attack. So, but in both situations, there was no diplomacy way to solve the problem. Dan, you are raising your hand.
No, sorry, I forgot to put it down.
Okay. Yeah. So when we're talking about diplomacy, we were talking about dialogue. We're talking about conversation. We're talking about solve or find the solutions in a peaceful way, no with conflict. The different ways of conflict, no conflict. So in the case of the United States, in September 11, they didn't have a diplomatic solution. Now, we have other examples. Go, dear. Go ahead. Okay. No? Okay, so United States ended like, well, they didn't end the war, but they like saw their solution in the death of Osama bin Laden. So they invaded territories until they find the supposed head of these attacks, Osama bin Laden. They violate every treaty, every border, every limit, so they could do it. There are other theories that they think that Osama bin Laden is not dead, that he's still alive, but the official theory said that he is dead and the United States killed him. Now, we have another picture here. I don't know if you read it like 3 weeks ago that Trump wanted to give $15 million of dollars to the person that can't give Trump Nicolás Maduro.
It's not diplomatic.
It's not diplomatic, right? Besides, we have an enormous interest here. We have Venezuela is the biggest resource of oil in the whole planet. So who knows if behind this situation that Trump proposed to the world is a hidden objective. Which would you think would be a good solution in the case of Venezuela? We don't know the whole story. We only know different pieces of this puzzle, but what would be a possible solution here? Please remember that Venezuela right now is blocked. It has an economical block. So what would be a possible solution? Jose, you're raising your hand or you're clapping?
I'm trying to raise my hand.
Okay, Jose,
I don't know
go
how.
ahead.
But well, I believe it depends on the situation. That
True.
diplomatic way do not works at all. I mean, for example, in Venezuela, the diplomatic treatments have been trying to accomplish them many times, but just this mandatory one doesn't want to cooperate with the United Nations. So I believe that sometimes the punishment it's necessary for some nations that are putting human lives in the game. For example, the people of Venezuela, it's dying every day because of the actions of this mandatory that do not want to move on to try to have a little peace. So I believe that diplomatic ways doesn't work all the times. Like this is not a solution that diplomatics can solve. Because not all of us are like the same. We have different thoughts, and sometimes just people like Nicolás Maduro aren't listening to what other people say.
Yeah, so everybody agree with that. So do you think sometimes punishments are necessary?
Yes, I mean, for example, in Iraq, the people, well, that's a country that almost every time has crisis. But why is that? I mean, it's because the government hasn't been able to control the people on their beliefs in there, and because of the United States put them in economical and other punishment blockments, they wouldn't able to spread just because their religion has spread it like a little bit. They would be able to enter something, but if I don't know, if United States would be or the United Nations have been more rough on them, I mean, many lives could have saved, I think.
Okay, thank you, Jose. Well, I don't know if we can do it. If we can do like what you propose in every situation. Remember that when we are judging a situation, we need to know not only in context, but also we have to know history. And that's very important. Now, we are going to continue because we have 10 more minutes. And we have here, Isma, can you read please this new slide, please?
Okay. There is indeed a new appetite amongst United Nations member states and agencies to invest in preventive action.
Excellent. So when we're talking about a new appetite to invest in preventive actions, it should be a task of the United Nations, right? But how can you invest in preventive actions? What could be a preventive action, an investment to prevent this conflict? What would be an investment? I need to see you guys. Okay. Carla?
Yeah. I'm not sure.
It depends. Like the United Nations doesn't make like nothing. It just helps the most powerful countries.
Yeah. So excellent. So when they are talking about a preventive action, investment in preventive actions, do you believe in that?
I think it's like some rules for making actions. I think, like, for example, there's kind of laws, even in wars, like if it's legal a war or not legal, or something like that.
So you are justifying wars, because when you're talking about legal war, it's like we're justifying the war, the conflict. Can we justify the war in any case?
Depends on the actions that countries make to another countries.
Yeah, but in the case, for example, how can you deduce that? How can you deduce the responsibility of one country to another? How can you do it?
If they violate the country's sovereignty.
Excellent.
Yes.
Yeah. What else?
If they mess with the people that are from the country I'm representing, kind of.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so the United Nations have the responsibility to take care of the people in Sahara State, and also to help in case they are in a very dangerous situation. That's okay, but we're forgetting what Dan said. Sovereignty, you cannot put away sovereignty when we're talking about conflict and actions that the United Nations have to take. We are going to, I think this topic is difficult a little bit, because we need to analyze different things, and it's not like history is something more about analysis and about clear ideas and clear rules that we have. And diplomacy sometimes cannot be like very straight, and it always depends on the situation of the countries. So the thing, I hope you sent the homework. How was your homework from the last week? Did you like it? You didn't? How was it?
Mine was quite interesting.
Yeah, you liked it?
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of. Yeah, kind of. Okay. I am going to, because we're running out of time, we have only 3 minutes. I am going to upload the homework for this week. I am not sure about the homework right now. This topic is a little bit complicated for you to do a homework, but I will think about it. So check the platform today and tomorrow, and you will have your homework there. We are going to finish with this. Let's go straight to the pictures. Okay, no, we go to this slide and we're going to finish with this slide, okay? So we're going to read. Danny, please read it.
The idea of devoting a relatively modest amount of resources to preventing violent conflicts rather than investing in drastically more costly humanitarian, peacekeeping, reconstruction, or stabilization operation makes practical sense in a world facing a tumultuous economic slowdown.
Yeah, so the words in red are modest amount of resources to prevent violent conflict. True or false? Do you think the amount of resources, amount of money that governments give to prevent violent conflicts are modest? Yes or no?
Yeah, kind of. Like if they have more resources, they can invest in weapons and be like, for example, the United States, which apparently has all the power and they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, I think the same.
Yeah,
You know,
so
like
it is.
they use all the resources to weapons and to get power. Because, for example, I don't know if you have seen this movie, Secret. ¿Cómo es? There's a movie that actually talks about war, about the war between the United States and Iraq.
Yeah.
And it says like mostly United States wanted to blackmail the UN security government to go to war.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think they like want that.
Question, si se sale, nos volvemos a unir.
No, I don't, because I have another class after this class. So we're finishing with this. Guys, I need you to think about this. Okay, the presentation is gonna be in the virtual class